Good morning, all. Welcome, foolish mortals, to another Friday morning stream. We can talk little toys, little pickups, a couple trailers from the Super Bowl. Since I haven't been on in a couple weeks, we've got a lot to talk about. So, cereal. Sorry, too late. I had Golden Grams. What everybody else have? I know it's kind of late on the other side. So let me add, invite, copy. Okay. So I'm going to drop a link. If anybody wants to pop on, we've got room for 10. Be glad to have anybody show up if you want. We're also over on Twitch. Hi, anybody over on Twitch. Be glad to have anybody drop on, show what they got this week. It's probably what we're going to start with. Then I got some information on some channel updates, stuff like that going on. So first, a couple little quick pickups. Well, actually, a lot of pickups. It's been a couple weeks. So I popped over to Second Charles, and I got a couple vinyl mates. I don't even know if they still make these things anymore. They were pretty cool. This is Black Coat Mickey. And there were 3 of them, 3 or 4 of different ones. But I only saw a couple of them. So I picked these up. Not bad for $5. So I was super happy. So, Morning, John. Yeah, hop on. Anybody who wants to come on, that link is there. I'll add it a couple more times here and there throughout, so that you guys can pop on. Mick, what is up? Good day. Hopefully it was a good day for you down there. We're starting. No, your day should be over by now. You guys are 12 hours ahead of us, behind us, ahead of us. I don't know. Happy Saturday. Hello there. Good to see you, Mark. Really liked that video on those the signs. Those are pretty cool. Those actually looked really nice in that case. The other one of the vinyl mates I got was just Sora. And apparently he was a Target exclusive, although I don't remember Target ever carrying vinyl mates. Might have been something early in the collector's section that I just never noticed. So I picked up those 2. One thing I do want to pick up, show you, is because it's huge and it's in my way. So, of course, this year is Walt Disney World's 50th anniversary. Hey! Hey!
Hey! How you doing?
Good. So they did.
Beautiful. That looks beautiful.
Horrible mistake. Because this is Cinderella's castle, and of course Sleeping Beauty lives at Walt Disney World. So the castle's wrong, but they put it out anyway. And actually, there's a Walt Disney World Park exclusive of this, where Mickey is all gold. So still a neat one. I had to get it just for the collection, but that thing was in the way, so I had to get it out of the way. And since John's here, I can show one box that I got. I haven't opened the other one yet. I am working on my 96 again. And John was kind enough to send me
the box, yes,
some stuff. So, hey, Zuckers, what is up? So, he was kind enough to send me Mr. Reeyes, Bespin Luke, Lobot.
Yes.
Lobot might join us, you never know. General Madine. And I found his little sticky thing.
Oh.
So, and then Bespin Han. And is it a Nick 2 or is this
Claw 2?
Claw 2, okay. So I am 6 closer, and I am actually going to use this box, John, to send you arm.
Oh, the arm.
And
Yes.
red clippy things to help you finish off your jet fire.
I wonder if it
I
would
really
work where,
appreciate
like, if you close it back up and write "return to sender, unwelcome package."
That'd be a good way to scam them.
Hey, I love your Jabberjaw shirt. I'm dying here, man. I love that. Yes.
They call him Jab Jabberjaw. No, certainly.
I loved him as a kid. I was like, every time he showed up, I was like, yes, it's a Jabberjaw episode.
Did you ever see? Did you ever watch Mystery Inc? The kind of more adultish version of Scooby Doo they did.
Probably, but I don't. They've all blended together through the years, so I'm not.
They
gonna
only
remember.
did 2 seasons, and they're both about 13 episodes, and it's a continuing storyline through both seasons.
Oh,
So
I don't
there's an
remember that.
overarching plot. It was great, but they did one episode where I think Scooby Doo may or may not have been sick and had a fever dream, and like all the other ghost chaser groups came for some sort of like reunion. So Jabberjaw was there, the Josie and the Pussycats, Speed Buggy,
Wow.
The Funky Phantom. It was a great episode. It was hilarious.
Speed Buggy.
Hey, Left Coast, what's up? How you doing?
I remember when Rick and Morty did the morphing kid who turned into the car.
Yeah.
And he was in class, and Morty turns into a car. I was like, that's funny.
We watched a lot of weird shit.
Yeah.
Another thing I picked up is this beautiful Dean Winchester.
Oh, the Supernatural car, yeah.
The 67 Chevy Impala.
Yeah, my brother told me it was a 67. He said it was I had a 67 growing up, 67 Chevy Impala, but
Yeah.
mine was a 2-door. So I never recognized that it was the same car because it's a 4-door for him. And the other day my brother was like, "Yeah, you idiot, it's the same car you had except it's a 4-door." That's how we
get an old muscle classic-y car. That would be the one I'd want.
Yeah, it was cool. It's a freaking boat, man. Mine eventually fell apart while driving. We were driving down the road and the latches on the hood actually broke. So the hood flew up we were on the freeway.
Oh,
the hood flew up and smacked against the windshield. And of course, when it flew up, the mounts where the hingey parts all busted off because so basically the whole hood broke off the car while driving down the freeway. And
oh my goodness.
Yeah, it was
Hey, Shelby, what's up? How you doing, sir? Love the look of the new toy room.
Yeah, I wish I could get mine in order. I need to buy more shelves.
I need to buy more houses.
All my Marvel stuff is now in boxes. And all my G.I. Joe stuff is on a pile on the floor. Even the 6-inch is on a pile over there on the floor because there's absolutely zero shelves left to put anything on, even with moving all this stuff around and invading the living room. So I've got to invade the living area even more. And there's a couple of old furniture pieces that just need to go. And I need to buy shelves and put in their place and take over even more space out there.
I got a few things moved around yesterday downstairs that opened up some space for some more boxed stuff out. So I'm gonna have to work on that. Oh, no problem, Rick. I'm almost. I think apart from the newer stuff that you just put out, I'm about one order away from having one of everything that's available on your website.
Wow.
Very close.
Speaking of Left Coast and Rick,
if
you don't mind, make sure you jump over to my channel because I'm giving away a Yoda Enamel Pin with card back, and there's a video about Left Coast Graphics pins. And if you just do # Yoda on that video, you'll be entered to win, and we'll do that drawing in a couple weeks here.
Okay.
I think one more week from tomorrow. So
cool. We'll go over to Super Awesome Geek Show, get that done. I love Ulrich's work.
Yeah.
I just can't figure out what to do with them. And I don't know where, if I want to put them. I've been thinking about going to like Hobby Lobby and talking to the people who do mounting and stuff and see if I can figure out how to mount them on
there's actually little corner pieces that you can buy, and what you could do is the corner piece has a sticky on the back, double-sided tape on the back, and then the corner slides in a little bit to this holder that's
like the old photo books used to.
Yeah, like you're right, exactly. Like the old, but it doesn't go in as far. I've used them for my animation cells and things like that if I want to mat them and suspend them, So you might be able to do something like that. Get these, you could put them on the bottom and it would hold it there so it wouldn't fall down once you have the frame hanging up.
Yeah. Yeah, my thing is I don't know what to do with them because, I'm constantly getting new ones. So
yeah.
If I did it, then I'd have a couple that are extra.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I might have to count how many I have and be like, okay, I'll put 10 on each one or something.
I stick them all to 4x4 corkboard. That's true too. You could take the backing things could come off.
That's true.
And you put this through the card back and into the corkboard.
Yeah.
And then you just store the backings in a drawer or something, but then they would all stay up that way.
Yeah. Hey, Guido. What is up? Looking hot.
Guido in his Speedo.
JT, what's up? How you doing?
Michael Reed's here. Blue Harvest. Mark's here. Shabby Geek. Shabby! I love that picture of Shabby that he posted. That's hilarious. That's a good picture, man. I love that one.
Yeah. I also I didn't remember ordering these, which I'm glad because I still haven't seen them in store.
Oh, yeah.
Got my Lobot and I got my Bib Fortuna.
Yep, I got Bib showed up and so that was a second one. So I opened him and now I have one Bib on card and one open. So I still need the Bib Fortuna 6-inch though. I cannot get that anywhere. It's like why is that so? Yeah, why?
Officially given up on Black Series.
Yeah, it's like why is it so difficult? It's never showed up down here in South Florida. Nobody I know, none of the stores down here. I've asked them. They're like, I got every figure except Bib Fortuna, and they're like, we don't know why, but it didn't come to South Florida, So none of the collectors down here have them either. They're like, well, I can't find him. I've never seen him, So it's like, I don't know why he's not down here.
Well,
and
honestly,
the same with, sorry,
we've 2 waves.
Yeah.
And
the same with Roddy Piper Hollywood. From They Live. He's never showed up down here. I could find The Rock, John Cena, those guys all day long. There's like 8 of them at every store, but there's 0 of that one. I can't get that one.
Do you need it?
Oh, absolutely. I want it so bad.
Then I will send it to you. I found 3 yesterday.
Oh my gosh.
It is the first time I've ever seen it. And one of the sunglasses has fallen off, so I'll send you the other one that has sunglasses.
Okay, either way, yeah. I'm forever grateful, and I'll let me know what you want or how we can work this out.
I saw him and I was like, man, I'm taking all. I know I will rant about people clearing shelves and taking everything. But I know people who have been looking for those, like you, for months.
Yeah.
And the one without the sunglasses I've already given to a buddy of mine. He at the comic book store I work at. Even they've never seen them.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like I go to the stores, like the Tate's, Bits and Buttons, Joey, that way back when, and they've got all the other figures, but they can't get that one for the Hollywood, and they can't get Bib Fortuna for the Black Series. And it's like, why do even the stores have a problem getting them when they're ordering? Like, I don't understand.
That's nice, Guido. I missed that 4-pack because, of course, it came and went too fast.
Yeah, it did.
And so now that'll be a forever hole. I'm getting more and more holes, even in my vintage collection set. And that's what happened last time. I just stopped collecting Star Wars.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I ended up with so many holes that I was like, oh, well, never mind.
Hi, Rafi. How you doing,
Rafi? So let's see what else. Oh, I dropped by. See, you and me will get all this. The kids out there, they won't understand. But I dropped by a local little antique store. They had a new guy selling 45s.
Oh.
So I got Tiffany.
Oh, Tiffany. Dun, 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 dun,
Now. I got Phil Collins, Groovy Kind of Love.
Got a groovy kind of love.
I buy mostly 80s singles that I like and movie songs.
Yeah.
But Miami Sound Machine, because
oh, yep.
Glenn Fry, The Heat Is On from Beverly Hills Cop 1.
The heat is on.
This will get in your head because it's been in mine since I bought it. Keeping the Faith, Billy Joel.
Billy Joel. Yeah.
Back when he had hair. And
wow.
And he was still trying to look doo-woppy.
Look at that cover.
I found a few cool Elton Johns. This is I'm Still Standing.
Yep. I'm Still Standing.
And then, of course, Kiki D. Don't Go Breaking My Heart.
Oh, yeah. Don't Go Breaking My Heart.
Back when he accepted that he didn't have hair.
Yep.
Luther Vandross, Give Me a Reason from Ruthless People.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
This is a Philadelphia Freedom from Elton. One of my favorite movies, and everybody I ever show this movie to loves it after they've seen it, but most people have never seen this movie, Running Scared.
Oh, yeah.
With Billy Crystal and Gregory Hines.
You can't find that often, though. It's not on streaming right now, I don't think.
Yeah.
At least I haven't seen it in a long time. I probably haven't seen it since the 80s. That's crazy.
It's hilarious. I love the movie. It's a good cop movie. It's a good 80s cop film.
Yeah. It's right up there, I think, with all the other ones, like Beverly Hills Cop and all those things.
Same type of thing. And you know, I don't know. It was good. Bruce Willis,
Turner and
Under
Hooch.
the Boardwalk. Back when Bruce thought he was going to be a singer.
Yeah.
And then Land of Confusion from Genesis.
Oh, yeah, Genesis. I remember that one. That was big.
Yes. Genesis. How can you be deaf with ears that big? And then everybody's earworm.
The Never-Ending Story. Da, 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 da. It did end though after the second movie. So
well, no, there was another direct. There's another direct. There's a third one.
Is there? Was it direct?
Yeah. And they're supposedly they want to redevelop it as a series.
Oh yeah, there's going to be a series. I heard that too. Yeah. Is that a Prime? Was that an Amazon Prime? I think I heard it.
I don't remember if it was Prime or HBO. It was one of the two.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But and then I hit up my local Walmart Crown store and had 90% off holiday.
That's much better. I can see a lot clearer.
So I got 11.
Oh yeah, 11. How much percent off are they right now?
90.
Oh my gosh, I gotta pop in my local store.
These were like $1.20 a piece.
Wow, yeah, I gotta pop in my local store.
Classic Yoda.
Yeah.
Sheldon as the Flash. Sub-Zero.
Oh, Sub-Zero.
Mortal Kombat. And then everybody's butt buddy of the moment, although I have not and will not watch this show, Peacemaker.
Oh, Peacemaker, yeah.
I have no interest in it because I don't know the character. I haven't seen Suicide Squad 2, and I'm not going to get HBO.
Yeah. Now, if
So,
you don't have HBO already, there's no reason to just go buy it for that. Yeah.
I mean, if they dump
You'll
it
see it eventually on something, but
if they put it on DVD and the next Christmas it's like $10 for the season,
yeah.
then I might pick it up. You know. Oh wow, that's nice, Mick. Original Battlestar. That is such a good soundtrack.
I have the big LP of Battlestar Galactica.
One of my favorite things I own, and I need to get them out again, are a company did complete soundtracks for Battlestar and Buck Rogers, and each one's like a 4 CD set, and it's all the instrumental music from the entire series.
Huh.
I love them, and they're like
I have a Buck Rogers the big LP, the regular standard size, you know.
yeah.
And when you open it up, it's one of those gatefold, but it has like another page that opens it, and it does the swirling when you open it up, it's like the pictures with the swirling intro, but then when you open it up again, it's still swirling like with other pictures from that intro. So it's like as you unfold it, you're seeing the intro like play out. It's a cool LP. I like this comment. I can't believe he knew someone who dated her. Oh, that's funny.
John, when was the last time you actually watched the Buck Rogers theatrical film?
Oh, the theater film? No, it's been a long time. I mean, because the TV show is on Tubi or something, so I watch it quite frequently. I actually watch a lot of that stuff. Yesterday, I was watching episodes of V from the V TV series because that's on Tubi also. Like Tubi has all those shows. They got Buck Rogers, they got Battlestar, the original Battlestar Galactica, they got the original V television series, not the mini series ones, but they've got the long with Michael Ironside and stuff, the long TV, the one that went for, I don't know, it's like a season and a half or something before it got canceled.
I started watching the movie again the other day, and I forgot that it had that horrible song at the beginning and that kind of Buck Roger or the James Bondian opening thing, except that Aaron Gray was very, very hot.
Yeah.
Opening. But yeah, and tons of people love that show, Rick, and I'm glad it's getting a second season. Because at least something DC's is doing well.
Yeah.
I really get the feeling that Batman's going to do pretty well. So
I think so too. I can't wait to see Batman.
I've pretty much decided I don't think I'm going to see it in the theater. I don't know if I care enough yet.
Well, I am because I'm in the club for Regal. So I did that deal at Christmas where you got like 6 months of Regal Crown Club for like 20. I think it was $42 for 6 months, if I remember right now. I can't remember if it was 24 or 42, but I think it might have been 42. That makes more sense.
You would make a pretty good bearded villain, especially if you can do any kind of Eastern European-y type of Russian-y accent. You have a facial structure that lends itself to a big Russian mob boss who will crush you, and I think that would work.
I will crush you. I will break you.
I will break you. I am surprised that Cena's actually turned out to not be such a horrible actor. I mean, they have to do so much in wrestling as it is, but he's actually done pretty well for himself.
He's good at, I think he's better at comic, something that has a slight bit of humor in it. It doesn't have to be full on comedy, but some of those spots that he did in Fast and the Furious are really not that good at all. I mean, I kind
of look at that as his opening stuff, kind of like The Rock and Scorpion King.
That's true, yeah.
That kind of stuff where he was he was bad.
But admittedly, The Rock is better in comedy stuff too, or with a slight comedic element to it. The Rock has
never be a romantic lead.
Yeah,
I would not believe him as a romantic lead at all.
The Rock has good comedic timing with his delivery. He's good with that. Or at least he can take direction from the directors to hit that timing at the right spot,
Hey, you shut your cake hole. I love Battlestar. I love the cheese of Battlestar. You also have to remember that those were never supposed to be TV episodes. They were supposed to be movies.
It was supposed to be a movie, yeah.
It was supposed to be a movie of the week type thing that they were going to do like once a month.
They broke them up into TV episodes, yeah.
Yeah, and so then it kind of broke it up, and it didn't do well. And this will get me a lot of hate. I probably feel the same way, JT, about the new Battlestar.
Oh, I didn't like the new Battlestar. No,
I hate the new Battlestar. The music that he did was fine. The theme was horrible. But there wasn't any, except for Starbuck. I didn't like any of the characters on New Battlestar. None of them were likable.
I thought the characters were okay. My problem with the new Battlestar was they got a certain budget for season 1, but they clearly didn't get the budget they wanted. So therefore, they decided, well, here's some metal cyborg like Cylons, but we're not going to use them because we don't have the budget to do it. So we're going to pretend that Cylons became human, and so these humans are really Cylons. That's a cheap cop-out. Yeah. That is a budgetary choice, not a story choice. That they turned it into a story choice and tried to fool everybody. But those of us know it was a budgetary decision. They really wanted to have real-on Cylons, but the executives came down and said, you can't do this every episode. It's going to cost too much. So why would
the Cylons want to be humans anyway? They wanted to kill all of us.
Yeah. And the other thing is if you watch the first season, most of that first season takes place on a ship, the interior. There's a couple shots in the first episode. In the first episode, they wanted to sell the space thing, so they put some budget into it. But later on in the season, there are complete episodes where you never see a ship in outer space. The whole episode. I was like, this could have taken place in an office building, and you would know no difference. The only thing that tells you they're in space is because they're standing next to a ship in the dock. And I was like, so it pissed me off because here you got a science fiction show that doesn't have any science fiction in it.
I really do honestly call it the West Wing in space, because that's all it was.
It really was.
From room to room in a starship talking.
Yeah, talking, yeah.
And bitching at each other. And, I'll give that classic Battlestar could have went deeper into, the Holocausty type thing and the starvation and all that stuff. That's not what I was watching the show for. I was watching the show for a Star Warsy kick.
For spaceships and battles and Cylons and and the other thing is season 2 then. So season 2 picks up, it gets a little bit better. I think they thought that it was going to get canceled. So they got to the point. They got to a plot. They went to Earth. They were discovering the arrow and all the stuff. They were unlocking all the secrets to find the pathway to Earth. And then it got so good because that's what they were doing with the story, that everyone in the world watched it and they got approved for a 3rd season after thinking they were going to get canceled and had to rush to get to Earth and close down the show. Then they opened with the 3rd season going, oh crap, we can't actually go to Earth now because now we got a budget to do a couple more seasons and we've been approved. So we got to extend the story out, drop that. They almost totally dropped that storyline and went off on a tangent. And I'm going, what the crap? At the end of season 2, we were finding all the pieces to go to Earth. Why aren't we going to Earth in season 3? What's going on? Thing
that kind of happened with Lost.
Yeah,
Lost was only supposed to be 5 seasons.
Yeah.
But the writers' strike got involved and screwed one of the seasons up. And then ABC was like, well, we'll pay you even more money to go further.
Yeah.
And they're like, yeah, but we don't have a story that goes further.
Babylon 5. You know what I mean? They at season 3, they go, we're going to cancel you after one more season. So he finishes the story in season 4, and they go, this was the best season of sci-fi in history. You're getting a season 5. Well, crap, I don't have any more story, you idiots.
Yeah. Well, and it was sad to hear that got canned. The relaunch of Babylon 5 got shelved for now. Well, and Mark makes a good point. Doctor Who used to take place on all kinds of different planets all over. Now it just takes place in London because it's cheap to shoot.
Yep.
And it's like it seems like they had less of a budget in the 80s and the 90s, yet they were still able to do more with Doctor Who. And honestly, I haven't watched since the first 3 episodes of her run. I need to catch up. I just haven't gotten to it yet.
This is funny that Monkey brings that up. I was just going to say, I had a bunch of friends and new people who worked on Babylon 5. And then Monkey comes up and goes, I worked on Babylon 5. There, case in point.
Well, it was all shot up your way, wasn't it? It was all shot in Canada, wasn't it?
I had a friend that worked on the design of how the prosthetics and the stuff was going to fit on the actors. Like he would make them out of clay and whatever they do, the little maquettes, and figure out how, using that material, how to then make a mold so that the thing could fit on a human. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That transition person, or whatever you call it, from a sketch and a mold, from a sketch and a maquette.
How to make it practical.
To make it into a practical. He was that in-between person. Yeah.
No, Mick, I have not seen that. If they've done Star Wars Vision stuff, that is cool. I'll have to go look for that and see if maybe they're coming this way. Because I don't remember when Star Wars used to be on top of stuff. And the product, you either had it before the movie hit or at least when the movie hit. Here we are. We're going to be a year out from Star Wars Visions, and we'll just now be getting stuff for it.
Yeah. Well, they're keeping everything. They keep everything under such lock and key now.
Well, the weird thing is we don't even have Funko. You would have thought there were shops for it by now.
That's true. Yeah, Funko's usually the first ones to come out with them.
Yeah,
and you're right. They haven't even come out with them. You're right. There are Visions pops. Oh, really?
Yeah, Studio City.
Where are they?
Cool. I hadn't seen it. I didn't even see that announcement. Of course, it's not from a company I recognize. So
yeah,
where are they?
Yeah, where are they? I've never seen them.
I've never seen those
in a store or anything. Yeah.
Anyway, continuing for a sec. While I was sick.
Oh, you got the book. Yes.
Got my book. Speaking of stuff Rick's worked on.
That's a beautiful book.
I have not. This will be the first time I've ever even cracked it.
Oh, really?
Oh, I opened it up to Dr. Afra.
Yeah.
That's laid out well. I'm going to do a much longer video of this thing. Well, that's really pretty.
It's a great book. Yeah.
That's great. Cool. So I can't wait to get into this. I love it.
Bob has sat in the car in a British motorway service station. Crap service stations like this.
Well, if he's pumping gas and stuff, Rum, you have time to grab his phone and do
what is that word? Palatial? I don't think I've ever encountered that word. What does that mean?
Palatial?
It is palatial? That's what it is? Like a palace or what?
Resembling a place of being spacious and splendid. Yeah.
Yeah, like a palace. Okay.
It's exactly what you thought it was, just not what you thought it was.
Yeah, he's being.
And you're like, that's not how that's spelled.
I guess so. Yeah.
Huh. Really? Oh, they're coming. If you haven't seen them, this week would have been Toy Fair, and yesterday, Funko started dumping a ton of new product announcements. So I bet you there's something new that they just started showing. Because I forgot to bring those in. I'll be right back.
Uh-oh.
Use them.
I got a box, guys. Look at this thing. It's massive. I was going to go live and put this together on a live stream, but I saw Chris was coming on, so I didn't want to overlap. So I'll have to do it later, or we can dig through it now and see what it is.
So as I was getting stuff ready today, I forgot. I hit up some stuff yesterday. I got Walmart's have started getting all their Beast Wars stuff, or at least some of it on clearance. Got a rat trap for $5.
Ooh.
Which will look good next to my other rat trap. And then
I'll take some of those on clearance prices.
The stalker.
Oh, how much was he?
$3.47.
Oh, I'll take a couple more stalkers for $3. Yeah.
Yeah. So you check your Walmarts, and then Target got a Terror Claws Skeletor, and I got a Gruberson from Ghostbusters, because the Ghostbusters Afterlife pops just started hitting. Not the Marshmallow dudes; those have been out for a while, but just the normal, podcast and all them. But then I got Fennec Shan from the Book of Boba Fett.
Oh, neat.
And of course, I don't think this guy's on the show. I'll have to watch again to make sure.
Yeah, we'll have to check that out again. Yeah.
I don't know. So, but so I mean, those just started hitting, but it's really weird that I got to go and see what all they've dropped for them. Ooh, I would not be surprised.
Yeah, I knew it was sarcasm. I get it. Yeah.
Yes, we got it. We just weren't. Yeah. We come from. You have what the hell is that gas station called? That's like a mall. Bummies. We don't have them here in Colorado yet.
I don't think I have them either. They're like the size of a mall.
Well, yeah, they have, most of them have at least 45 pumps.
What?
Yeah.
And we're lucky if our thing has 4.
Oh, dude.
Most of the ones I know have like 4 pumps, and if you got more than 4, you're lucky.
Let's see, what is this place called?
Buc-ee's? Yeah, it says Buc-ee's there.
Buc-ee's, yeah.
Oh, we got a spammer in there.
Oh, Mark was taking care of them.
Has anybody ever clicked on it? Like, why do the spammers do this? Like, do they actually get traffic from people clicking them? They go to someone.
I don't know. Somebody must have been the initial, because that's how I found out they were a porn sites.
Oh, you actually clicked one once.
Well, I don't remember how I got onto it, but yeah, I did click on one once or something, and it's just some stupid, international porn site.
Yeah.
Let's see. Share screen. So this is Buc-ee's.
Oh, yeah.
So Buc-ee's.
What the heck?
Has hats.
That's like the size of a Walmart.
It's like a mini Walmart, not the superstores, but like the mid-range one.
Wow.
I don't know. I'd like to find some more pictures.
Holy cow. World record holder.
Oops.
Jeez, look at that.
Toys.
World's cleanest restrooms. Is that true?
Yes.
Bob, Salacious, go in the restroom and show us how clean it is.
But these things are huge. And I wonder if it just, anything you could need.
There's mannequins showing off clothing in there, like a department store. Yeah. Wow.
So there's a bit of the food department.
Wow.
There's 66,335 square feet. There's their car wash. Look at all those pumps.
Yeah. Huh.
Yeah, it's crazy, and I don't know. I don't think
And are they coming to the States? Is that what you're saying then? Is that why
they
you're
are
saying
in the
there's none?
States. These are only in the South.
Oh, there's some in There's one in Daytona Beach and
Yeah. So
so they
there's
just haven't
Alabama.
come.
Daytona Beach has got one.
They just haven't got as far as South Florida. So
Yeah, St. Augustine
yeah,
and Texas. Texas is the big one.
Texas has a lot. Wow. Well, everything's big in Texas, so
Yeah, and they're supposedly coming to Colorado, but
I bet they'll come. They'll come down south of and hit south of South Florida eventually. I bet.
yeah. So it's just off the highway, of course, and
We actually have a big one across. We have a small gas station across the street that has like four. I think it's 4 pumps,
yeah,
and someone bought that gas station, and then on the other side of the gas station is like it used to be like a small like independent little bookstore, and
yeah,
they bought that, and then they bought the place next to it, which was a house that was derelict for years. So they bought all that property, and they're turning it into, they're going to take all 3 properties and combine them into one giant whatever gas station thing. So we're not going to lose our gas station, but we're going to end up with like a convenience store and some whatever these. So what if it's a Buc-ee's? That would be hilarious.
that would be funny. I mean, people actually go there as like a tourist thing.
Yeah, I could see it.
When you go to Texas, you have to go to Whataburger apparently, and you have to go to Buc-ee's.
Oh, Whataburger's awesome. Yeah.
Well, we're getting a Whataburger again finally. They pulled out of Colorado like 30 years ago, but they're doing it in Colorado Springs. You know, we have this place called Denver that has over 1 million people in it and would love to have a Whataburger.
When I moved from Seattle to Florida, we hit a Whataburger on the way, and we went to the famous steak place in northern Texas.
Yeah.
I can't remember the name, but every time someone says it, I'm like, that's the one we went to. Yeah. But like people are in Texas know it. They'll be like, that's the steak place you went to. And I'm like, yes. And we hit the Dukes of Hazzard Museum on the way through because a lot of my items from our childhood collection ended up in the Dukes of, I ended up giving them to the Dukes of Hazzard Museum, and they have them on display in there. I gave them to them when I moved from New York to Seattle. So they've been in the museum for years. So when we drove through, we stopped at the museum, and I went and found the objects I had given, and they do have a little thing saying donated by John Adams.
Nice.
So it's cool.
I got my wreck car.
Oh yeah, nice.
So
I need to find Perceptor.
Yep,
Yeah, I need Perceptor.
well, and I guess now I'm also
the Starscream
behind as well.
Yeah.
And the Rodimus Prime.
Oh, there's a Rodimus?
Yeah, there's a Rodimus Prime now too.
Really?
Even the same type of box look as the Starscream, which I'm not super happy about because I know I don't open things, but I like the little window on them so I can see how cool they look.
Yeah, now they're getting in the.
Now they don't have them, or
the fully cardboard box just has like a cutout to see his face.
Yeah,
it's like a really small cutout. Yeah.
You do know the whole thing's made of plastic, right? And then I found this guy.
Oh yeah, I saw him the other day. Our store had like 10 of them.
This is probably the only one I'll pick up. Honestly, I don't know. I haven't actually taken him to see if he glows in the dark or not.
I don't think he does.
Oh yeah, he does.
Oh, look at that, he does.
His chest doesn't.
No, it must be just his head. It must be just his head. Does his blade, does his sword glow?
No.
Just on the back, he's got some kind of glowy sword thing or something on the back of the box.
Yeah, I can see the sword thingy in there, but it doesn't glow.
No, I decided I'm done with that line. I got He-Man and Skeletor on display, and I'm going to leave them on display, and then the rest I'm just not going to bother with because
the Walmart I was at had the battle damage Skeletor and He-Man's for $10. So those have gotten marked down
Oh
finally.
wow, yeah. If
They
I see
also
them in markdown, I might pick them up. But
yeah, they got some of the throwback flip head Power Rangers were like $4.
oh, I got that set. Yeah, I bought that set. Yeah,
But
I bought that set at Walmart. I think when it went on clearance.
cool little yellow submarine. And then me and John know this guy.
Oh yeah, the Japanese Spider-Man car.
Yeah.
Yeah, I keep looking at that, and I'm hoping I can get it for cheap. I don't want to pay $6 or whatever dollars it is.
Well, you know, I collect a whole bunch of these versions.
Yeah.
Of these. I don't mind. $5 is not a lot. I mean, I know it's a Hot Wheels car, but it's not really a Hot Wheels car.
No, it's a special one. Yeah.
It's a special car, but
what bothers me though is you can right now in the mainline cars, you can find the Batmobile from the new movie that comes out in March,
and
it's in the $1 line.
Yeah, I've got like.
But if you go over to the $5.99 line, you can get the exact same car. Like I held them up. I was hanging on to both of them, and they're like the exact same size, same wheel, same everything. Well, I think the wheels are different. They have a different, like the wheel. I think on the one in the dollar ones is like more solid, where the wheel actually has more detail on the $5.99 one. But the only difference is the card back. And I was like, that's why I have a hard time with the $5 ones, because if they can afford to put it in the dollar line and then use the exact same car in the $5.99 line, it makes no sense. Like that means that how much? I mean, that either means one of two things: they're making zero profit off of all the dollar cars, or these really don't cost them that much to make, and they're making like $4.50 off of every one of these $5 cars.
Yeah.
And that's what bothers me, is that it's sometimes the exact same car is going to be $5 in one packaging and $1 in a different package. So they did that with the cyber vehicle, the cyber truck for Elon Musk.
Mm-hmm.
They had that in a package on its own with like Tesla packaging and stuff, and it was $5.99. And then they had the same exact car in the dollar line, and I have both. They're exactly the same. I was like, oh, what the hell?
Hey, Vanilla Fed, how you doing? Well, welcome to collecting.
Cool.
May God save you.
Black Series. No, that's cool.
Hey, Black Series it's a gateway for a lot of people.
It's the best. It's one of the best lines. I mean, when you look at the sculpts and the way the figures are put together.
Yeah, and well, unless the internet this week with Black Assassian.
Oh, I mean, yeah. I didn't believe that was real until like I saw it from Hasbro.
Well, and then you look at Vern's and you're like, how can Vern do this so much better and easily?
Yeah.
Probably 20 sculptors at Hasbro trying to fix things.
All they did is put a different head on them.
Yeah.
It wasn't, because they had the braided things hanging down, but it's essentially Chewbacca's body with a different head, slightly different head sculpt. I think they just added stuff to a Chewbacca sculpt, and then they put that armor on him, and that's it. They didn't do anything. Yeah.
A good one to follow in Canada is Retro J. Is that who I'm thinking of?
And Left Coast Graphics.
And Left Coast, of course. Left Coast doesn't do any.
No, he doesn't do toy videos. So, right?
But he is a creator, and creates wonderful things like these beautiful enamel pins.
Oh, Papa Gord. Duh. Papa Gord's in Canada.
Papa Gord, Canadian Santa Claus, is a good one. He'll probably be back shortly. He's kind of taking a break at the moment, but he'll be back.
He's definitely coming. I mean, because every time I've heard him take a break, he like comes back a week later and does another live stream. So he'll be back.
Yeah, we do have a lot of people in England and Aussie, in Aussieland. You never know who's in Canada, because we're all in America. We're all in the same time zones. So unless actually somebody says, yeah, no, I'm based in Toronto or something, I
Yeah,
don't
we
have
don't
a clue,
know.
most of
Yeah.
them, because they talk just like us. They sneaky Canadians.
Oh yeah, Laura Legends. If you like dinosaurs, I highly recommend Laura.
Oh yeah, Laura Legends is great.
I love Laura. She's a fantastic person. Yeah. It's funny because when I lived in Seattle, I didn't know Laura existed, and she was right across the border. And
Yeah.
then I moved to Florida and discovered her like 2 weeks after I moved to Florida. And I'm like, damn it, I just moved from your area. And she's like, oh, that sucks. She was like, we could have got together and gone on some toy hunts. And I was like, I know.
See, Rick, this is the I'm gonna pop the link in again here real quick. If anybody wants to join, I think you're right.
Yeah, I'm
I
wondering
think they
that
had
too.
this Black K figure for the comic version of him set up for a while because it does look a lot more like the comic version than anything else.
Yeah.
Then
And it's in the
later this
comic.
coming Christmas, we'll get a Book of Boba Fett version of him
Yeah.
in the normal Black Series packaging
Yeah.
because it's Hasbro and that's what we do.
And they'll especially now be making a
Brian.
new sculpt. Hey Brian. And Padawan's
Oh my
here, Joey.
God. If you got those two together, it would create this kind of vortex of craziness. Hey Joey, what's up?
Craziness.
Joey, I'm like 10 videos behind. I've got to catch up with your channel. I'll do it tomorrow while I'm at work.
I think I only have the latest one to watch. I'm about a week behind on him all the time.
I've gotten very far behind on everybody, and it's hard to catch up because you can only I am at work 12 hours on Sunday, so I'll get a lot done Sunday. But
well, see what happens to me is either the night before when I'm about to go to bed, I'll make a drive list. I have a drive playlist on my YouTube, and I add all the videos I'm going to watch while I'm driving for Lego. Because I always got to, like today I went to 2 stores. Yesterday I was at 3, and I think earlier in the week I was doing 4 stores in a day. So I'm listening to the videos as I'm driving around. So I'm pretty caught up on everybody. But the problem is, since I'm driving, I can't comment. Yeah. So nobody knows that I've watched their videos because I'm not commenting because I'm watching while I'm driving. But I pretty much literally watch everybody's video on every channel, every video they put up. And then I get crap from Sean or Vern by being like, you haven't watched any of my videos lately. And I'm like, believe me, I have. Yeah. It's just I'm driving while I'm watching them. So you know what I mean? So I can't comment because I'm in the car. Yeah. And then when I get to wherever I am, I don't go back and comment on everybody's video because that was like 6 videos ago. Yeah. I don't know. It's just...
I have not watched Junkman's video. I would assume that he took the shit out of Mattel pretty good for that. and they should. Mattel going after the channels is wrong.
Oh yeah, it wasn't their
fault. Go after someone. Give them at least be nice and send a little warning that says, "Look, we would prefer these not be out yet. Could you take the video down until this date?" I would say sure, and I would change the date, schedule it to come back out on March 18th or whatever, and just put something in my community thing that said, "Look, I take that video down at the request of Mattel. They have story problems that they need to, whatever."
Yeah.
But going after the channels is wrong. Hey, Vanilla Fed, if you want to really watch somebody good, Joey, the Padawan collector.
If you like Star Wars, yeah.
He collects Star Wars, and he collects mostly vintage, but very informative. Lots of great information there. We deny him the rank of master. I'm sorry.
Called out saying, "Oh, I
did," and I know the guy they're calling out, and I also understand the mentality of I don't like it, but I bought it because then there would be a hole in my collection. And I get that people don't get that. I mean, because he was complaining about the Black K figure and how horrible it is, but he's going to buy it anyway. And then Retro Blasting and some other people copied his tweet and started bashing him for basically saying, this is why we can't have nice things, is because you won't go along with the rest of us and not buy it and teach Hasbro a lesson. Well, Hasbro's not going to learn a lesson. If 15 or 20 of you don't buy the Black K figure.
Yeah. There's thousands of people that you're not talking to that don't go on social media who are also going to buy that figure anyways.
Yeah. And because
that's going to be enough.
The comic packaging,
yeah,
it'll be the fifth one of those in that line.
Yeah.
And I get the thinking behind it. I don't understand why they care. I mean, the initial tweet of taking the mick out of him for saying, I don't like it, but I'm buying it anyway. Okay, that's okay. Maybe. But then they kept hammering at him later and kept coming back to it, and they just wouldn't drop it. And I'm sorry if this offends somebody, but the fuck do you care what I buy or don't buy? It doesn't affect you in the least. And don't buy it then. I don't get it. That really actually upset me Wednesday. I really didn't like it because I know the person and they were calling him a shill for Hasbro. And, maybe if he's nice, Daddy Disney will come and pat him on the head and give him a free toy. None of that's called for. None of that. I would be glad if Hasbro came to me and said, hey, your little POS site, we want to give it free toys and stuff. I'd be sure, hell yeah. But now once I got them, I'd be like, this one is awesome. This one sucks. Here's why it sucks. And go on.
Yeah.
But, hey, John Joker.
Joker, John.
Well, and they did. They've put turds in a lot of boxes and put Star Wars on it, and we've bought a whole bunch of it.
That's why, I think there's some kind of thing going on where the person they put in charge of making the decisions for what comes out related to Star Wars at Hasbro, that person, I think, is a money person. He's not a Star Wars fan. So he absolutely, I think, has that mentality of, if we stick a Star Wars sticker on it, people are going to buy it. So it doesn't have to be, we don't have to put forth the effort that, say, the team for Marvel Legends is putting forth, because whoever's in charge of the Marvel Legends crew, that person must be a Marvel Legends fan, because he's choosing figures that a fan would choose. Yeah. He's doing sculpts and ideas that a fan would choose. Like, there's a new Sabretooth coming out. How many times have they done Sabretooth? Like 6 times. Yeah. So he could easily have just taken an old mold for Sabretooth, repainted it like the cartoon, and put that out. But no, they make an entire new mold for this Sabretooth. So it's like, why does Marvel Legends do that when they make a new Sabretooth figure, but Star Wars can't do it for a new Wookiee? You know what I'm saying?
I would really love to know how that works. Like, who approves?
There's 2 completely different organizations, if you can think of it, inside Hasbro. I think every toy line has its own organization and it's totally separate. And they each have their own boss who makes those kind of decisions. And
I also think that Star Wars is split between too many houses. So you have, obviously, I think all 3 of the divisions are different. I think you get the vintage people, the Black Series people, and the Mission Fleet people. And if they're all the same person, then that's not right. You really need to fix that. Each of them should be separated. And then here's what Mission Fleet's doing. And here's what we're going to do for vintage. But it seems to be that the Black Series and the vintage people are the same.
Are the same, I think, yeah.
Not on Black Series.
Yeah.
get it as a vintage figure.
Yeah.
And
I
the
think
same
they're
way.
the same.
Well, because basically they're the same figure. All you do is tell the machine to make it smaller.
But I think Mission Fleet might even be a separate department, I think.
I think Mission Fleet is, because they do so many different things.
Yeah, yeah.
They're not afraid of the prequels. They're not afraid of the Clone Wars.
Yeah.
They are sort of afraid of the sequel trilogy stuff. But, you know, the Marvel people really do seem to have a handle on, you know, what they're doing. Like,
and so many, what's weird.
What do you think of the Fat Fortuna guy and that playset?
Oh, that playset only got made because of the 3D printed playsets that were going around.
That's what I thought.
Absolutely. That actually clued me into an idea. I was like, so if we all want a certain ship, vehicle, or playset, we got to just make a whole bunch of 3D prints and shout about it online all over social media and show pictures of this awesome 3D print, 3D print, 3D print, 3D print. And then Hasbro will go, well, we can't let this stand. We've got to make our own. And we'll get an official Hasbro version if we want it. So,
yeah, I mean, and it's nice. And I have looked at it. 230?
Oh, I ordered it. I ordered it because I took a page out of Sean Solo's book. He was like, you might as well order it because Hasbro's not taking the money now. They'll take it when it ships.
Oh, I did not know that bit.
So, like, a year from now, if I decide I don't have the money and I really don't want to get it, I'll cancel the order and they'll never charge me.
Oh, well, I'll order it today.
So, yeah, so I just ordered it just in case a year from now I decide, you know, I really did want that, and I'll let it go through and pay for it.
Yeah.
But I've got a year to decide now, do I really want it or not? You know, after they close orders and it's like sold out, you know.
Yeah. Then definitely I'm going to do that, because I'm looking at it and like, it is a place that I've always wanted, but man, I would like to open that thing, but I'm not going to open it for that price.
Yeah.
But then I'll be another figure behind. And I'm already, you know, I'm never going to have those two figures that came with the Razor Crest. And
I'm so happy mine came out okay. My figures are perfectly flat.
Yeah.
They were wrapped in tissue paper and in a spot. But some of those figures have fallen out in the shipping, and the cards are all bent out of shape, and they're no longer wrapped in the tissue and everything. They're just, some of them got completely.
What happened to Geek Strong?
Some people's figures
push that.
Some people's figures, especially the Grogu one, the card back is totally destroyed. And it was even asked, I think either Bosk or Forlam or someone asked on the live stream, like, are you going to do a thing where you can replace those like you did with the sail barge and the yak face? Because apparently they had the same problem where some people got their yak face and the card was all destroyed. But Hasbro offered a return thing, like you could call up and say, yeah, mine got destroyed, and they would send you another one of just the figure, you know.
Well, and Rick, I'm pretty sure I've read that is actually in scale with the original Jabbas, or at least the Power of the Force Jabbas that they came out with.
Yeah,
you can't actually just remove the throne, and
because the throne comes off, and you can put some. It's a dual purpose set. You can do it as Return of the Jedi, or you could do it as Book of Boba Fett, I guess.
Which is all we've been saying. You know, people are like, oh, we want this and this. No, a lot of people don't actually want Black Series vehicles. They're too big. What everybody wants is some playset stuff, diorama stuff, which is what used to. Everybody started 3D printing their own, and now they're like, oh, crap, we could get in on this.
Yeah. Because what got me was the live stream where she announced this Jabba throne room playset. Okay, she said, I had the girl Emily or whatever her name is. She goes, I had 3 or 4 ideas for a playset. You know, that's what she said, word for word. I have 3 or 4 ideas, and this is the one that they chose to go with. And she said all my ideas had multiple figure uses. So uses for figures that a lot of characters were in the scene. Okay.
Yeah.
But they chose the throne room from Book of Boba Fett, where there's only ever 3 characters in the scene. So how does that fit? So how does that fit her model? She said, all my play sets were a design that were multiple characters could use, like tons of characters. But they went with one that only 3 characters are in the scene: Boba Fett, Fennec Shan, and AD-8. So I'm going, and occasionally there's a Gamorrean guard, and occasionally there's
there, but you can't throw the Gamorrean guards because they're not the old ones. They're new ones.
They'd have to make a new.
So until we get a new Gamorrean guard, R.I.P. Those are useless. But you're right that you just take Bib Fortuna off and put Jabba on, and suddenly you have a Return of the Jedi place that we've always wanted.
Yeah. So,
and the same thing with you could do the Cantina. And the Cantina can double for stuff from The Mandalorian and from New Hope.
Well, they did the Navarro. I just got the Navarro Cantina in the mail, so
I'm supposed to get mine today. But the Navarro one only is Navarro. I mean, if you do the Mos Eisley one, you have seating for everybody, and kind of like you have yours up anyway.
Yeah. Well, I'm really curious to see how it works, how the new Jabba throne room thing, like if I take the Mandalorian throne off, like how does it work with my Kenner Jabba the Hutt, and the play set that came out a couple years ago for the vintage collection. Like, I want to put them together and see if I can make it work. I know I would have to raise it up somehow because.
So how much was ours here? 230, 250?
It was $229, but with tax and shipping, it comes to $253.57.
Okay, in Canada, it's $450.
Plus their tax.
Australia, it's $600 dues.
Yeah. And in the UK, it's 386 or something like that.
Why?
Pounds.
None of that makes sense. I get conversion rates and stuff, but the dollar is not that strong.
Dave and I were talking about it. So now in the United States, like an average person is close to that $15 range. So to pay the $229, they're working about 15 to 17 hours to pay for that. Okay.
Yeah.
Dave and I figured out that in the UK at 386 pounds with the average hourly wage, you've got to work 22 to 24 hours to pay for it. So it doesn't even work out in number of hours that you've got to work to buy this thing. It's not level. It's different, a different amount. So it is more expensive in the UK. It's not
Did you see that you can buy 5 of these things?
5? What are you doing with 5?
You take them to your store or whatever. But yeah, I'm looking at it now. I was going to pre-order it, and it says you can limit of 5.
Limit of 5? What?
Limit of 5 per person.
Because like the Navarro set on the box, like I was looking at the back of the box going, oh, cool, there's actually like 2 doors and all this. And then on the bottom it says, in order to make this playset, you need 2 of these. And I was like, oh, crap. Yeah. So you only get 1 bar, 1 door, 1 sidewall, 1 back wall.
Just like the Cloud City playset.
Yeah.
That they did, and you needed 2 of those. Or the Cantina bar set, the 3-pack they just did, you would need 2 of those to complete the other side of it. It's just, it's nuts. Oh my goodness, I've always said I feel bad for you guys in other countries. And why I don't get why Canada, I mean, it's tariffs and it's import duties and all that other crap.
Yeah.
But I mean, geez. That's almost double. In some cases, more than double the price.
I'll have to watch. I don't know if I know Sporking News podcast, but I'll check it out. Good to know.
I did get a couple new autographs in the mail this week.
Ooh.
So I got Martin Cabela. He is this little dude.
Oh yeah. He's cool.
I got him to sign something from Scrubs, because I already have something from Pirates of the Caribbean from him, so I didn't need that.
So where did you did you write directly to him, or did you find him at another hotel or something? Okay.
Nope, I wrote directly to him. In most of these cases, I got them from basically their houses, or from their
agents and stuff.
Agency.
Yeah.
So the people in England are much better at returning mail. So this is Matella Clark, and from Space 1999.
Oh yeah! Wow, cool.
I got on a kick recently of picking those guys and getting stuff sent from them. And then, did you ever watch a show called Brita's Empire with Chris Berry?
I don't remember that one. No.
This is a hilarious show.
Huh.
And she plays his wife on the show, and he's just. You've watched Red Dwarf, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay, take Rimmer and dial him to 11.
You can dial him up.
What do you dial him up? Except that Rimmer knows he's doing things wrong and feels bad about it. Yeah, Mr. Britos does not. He thinks everything he does is perfect and right, and everybody else is just, if they would just do things the way he asks them to do. But the show is basically Chris Berry runs a leisure center in England where you go to play basketball. It's like a YMCA type thing.
Yeah.
And it's just, I mean, the show is hilarious. And yep, that's going to be the way to go. Oh yeah, Chris Berry. All the guys from Dwarf are great. Danny John Jules is hilarious to hang out with, and he plays Cat, of course. But Robert Llewellyn is fun. But yeah, it was good.
Diorama Workshop. I'm gonna check that out.
Huh. And see, that's what people have been saying it for a while, but it is true that the best work is coming from fans.
Yeah.
And as we clearly see, fans are now driving what Hasbro does.
Yeah, exactly. If it gets big enough and enough traction, I think that Hasbro will then turn around and make it into one of their play sets, Yeah. Or a diorama or whatever, Yeah.
Well, and the question is with 3D printing and stuff, if that stuff's out on the internet, is there any, I wonder if there's anything legally liable that Hasbro could just take that mold and say, and we're going to use this and send it to their mold people. And then
I don't, well, they could, but they could do it, like get one of those 3D prints and give it to them. But then they're not going to use that exact.
Yeah,
it won't be in every. Yeah, they'll tweak it because they want to make it their own, and also because when you design something as a 3D printer, if you're the first one to design that and put the file together,
mm-hmm.
You own that file forever. That's your deal. But at the same time, you can't really make a lot of money off that file, if any at all. Like the file gets passed around for free, from what I understand.
Yeah.
And but you still have credit of making that work. But you always name it something that's not, like it doesn't say Boba Fett's throne on it when you go to get one. You know what I mean?
Throne.
Yeah, it's like it's sort of the same way Left Coast has to name his pins like the Jizz Band or whatever. He can't name it Max Rebo and the Rebo Band, like
I don't understand what you're talking about. What?
Yeah, what so
this box, for those of you who follow Super John, in January he did a fundraiser for his brother who is suffering from cancer and stuff. How is Mark doing, by the way?
Oh, it's not that good. I don't know.
I'm sorry.
I want him to be home and walking around, and it's going to be a long road, and I'm pretty worried. Yeah.
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 But I picked up a few cool things.
Oh, there we go. Look at that.
Reverse 2-packs. Because I didn't have any of these in my collection. So I needed, anytime I see something odd that I haven't picked up yet, I do pick up a couple of things just because. Civil Warrior.
The packaging and the art, the way that's all put together, it's really, really nice. Those are really cool.
I don't know, maybe it was the price point when they came out that I didn't get. Yeah. But these are cool.
Oh, I sent you a bunch of the postcards that I made.
Cool.
So those are photos from my own collection. They're toys that I own. I took the photographs and then I turned them into postcards. Sorry. And then those are a series that I drew. I hand drew those. Those are my cartoon work. And when we were kids, every time I went on a vacation somewhere, there would be like postcards of the beach or postcards of the forest. And they would a lot of times they used to say, "Wish you were here." So as an adult, I got this idea of like, what if I made "Wish You Were Here" postcards, but the places that they had on them were like the most terrifying and horrible places on Earth, so it like a graveyard, or I have one that's just the planet Earth in space, and this is "Wish You Were," like. I
also got a couple of the comics. Batman 89. I don't think I got that cover.
That's a good comic. I like that.
And then Superman 78.
78, yeah.
My comic book store did not pull me any issues of this.
What?
So I've got to go back and buy the entire run.
Well, I'll tell you, I've read them both now, and the Batman one is better than the Superman one.
Well, that was probably always going to be the case, just because Superman, I love Superman. If Christopher Reeve, that's the first superhero movie I probably ever saw, or at least remember seeing. But he's limited because he doesn't really have any villains.
Yeah.
Because how can you stop a god? It's the same way why Wonder Woman is boring. Wonder Woman's boring because she can beat everybody down. Green Lantern is boring because he can do anything he wants with his ring, and just there you go. That's why Green Arrow and Batman and people like that are more interesting and have better villain bases.
Well, the thing that I think that people, first off, I want to say this, what Left Coast is bringing up. I don't think that's far away, but it's gonna wait until like 60 to 70% of the households have a 3D printer.
Yeah.
Because right now it's still like 20 or 30%. It's a niche thing, so there's not enough money in it. But once it gets to like 60, 70% of the households all have a 3D printer, yeah, you bet they're going to start selling. But what it is with DC is they don't, whenever there's a movie, I don't think they make the characters shine the right way. Because quite frankly, some of my favorite parts of Superman movies in general from the 70s till today is when he's doing normal stuff. Like when Superman was in like Man of Steel, when he flies up to that rooftop and the guy's got a machine gun and he's blasting away and the bullets are flying off him and they hit his eyeball and ricochet off, and then he goes up and crunches the weapon and takes the robbers down to the police. That is one of my favorite scenes of all Superman movies. When the airplane is crashing and Superman flies up and gets it out of the air and he lands the thing down and he sets the plane down, that is one of my favorite scenes. So what I want...
Superman 78 or 77, when he lands on the boat and he's like, he just stands there and the guy comes up behind him and hits him in the head with a crowbar.
Yeah.
Love those bits.
Yeah. So I want a movie where most of the movie is that Superman doing normal stuff, fighting normal crime and saving people from normal situations.
Yeah.
Like a tornado or a hurricane and the house is getting blown away and he rushes in and saves everyone. But executives go, "Oh, that'll never work. We got to have some super villain that's powered by nuclear power that acts like an idiot." And it's like, otherwise it's not going to work. No.
Or we've got to have Superman fly an island of kryptonite up into the sky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would watch an entire 2-hour movie of him stopping cops and robbers type thing. You know what I mean?
And if you think about it, the one we like the most is Superman 2. And Superman 2 is the one that has the least like crazy stuff in it, except for the whole tearing off the, S symbol and throwing it. Still don't get that, but
and
yeah,
I think
that's exactly right, Sleeping. We get a kind of, how am I going to save my relationship with the, my girlfriend, instead of I'm Superman, damn it.
Yeah. And I think Green Lantern would work if you do the Green Lantern Corps and you have them fight aliens.
Yeah.
So there's no humans in it. Don't put Earth in it. Don't put humans in it. Put Green Lantern in space and just fight aliens. Like, I don't understand this fixation with like Godzilla. Okay? Why did we have to have so many humans in the movie and follow a human story? Just put Godzilla in it fighting monsters. How hard is that? You know what I mean? Like, it's like you don't even need a single human except for people running away going, ah! You know what I mean? Like, I don't understand why we have to have an actor. Just put the freaking monster on the screen fighting other monsters.
Yeah.
It'll be the biggest movie of all time, Like,
no humans. You got a Godzilla versus Kong, which kind of had that, but it still had a ton of people in it.
Yeah.
And it's like, and then you get this, and I never have understood why Godzilla needs that group of humans who think they can create a metal version of Godzilla and fight. Or in the Japanese versions, it's always that group of aliens.
Space aliens, yeah.
It's like
space aliens with eyeshadow. That's what the Japanese idea of aliens is they're humans, but they have eyeshadow on.
Well, that way you can tell them apart.
Yeah.
If you didn't have eyeshadow, you'd be like, well, that's just another Japanese dude. He shouldn't be fighting Godzilla. Well, yeah, the original Superman series was great with
it's cool.
Christopher Reeves.
And actually, the Batman serials are funny too. That are black and white, where like he's fighting gangsters and he's got a gangster car and they're like Tommy guns everywhere. It's like cool. And they always had a cliffhanger too, where Batman and Robin are in the car fighting the gangster, and the car flies off a cliff and blows up. And then in the next episode, you see that they jumped out of the car. You're like, no, they didn't. They didn't jump out of the car in the last episode. The car went off the cliff while they were in it.
Gene Hackman will always be a great Luthor, but really, Kevin Spacey did a great job as Lex Luthor.
Yeah.
And I think James Spader would do an excellent Lex Luthor. Michael, what's his name from Smallville? He was a really good Lex Luthor.
Yeah, he was all right. Yeah.
I like him. I do you watch his podcast?
No.
He has a podcast. It's great. He just had Jensen Ackles on talking about Supernatural and stuff recently, and he had Tom Welling on talking about, Smallville stuff. It's a great little podcast. I don't remember what it's called. On the Inside of, or something like that, but it was great.
Huh. Yeah, I know. He would kill her.
Well, that's why he lost all his powers. That's why he was able to make that baby in Superman 3.
Well, the new TV show, he didn't lose his powers to have the twins.
Oh, I don't watch the WB. I haven't watched it in years.
They're doing a season 2 is really good. It's better than season 1. They're doing a proper Doomsday where, like in the comics, where Doomsday was underground and he was breaking free, and then he was like covered in that suit, and slowly the suit broke off and became. They've been building that up every episode on the season 2. So in the first couple episodes, there's like this weird pounding you can hear every once in a while underground. And then like by the 3rd or 4th season, you see a hand break free and it's like ripping its way out. And then, by the 4th or 5th episode, he's crawling out of the ground and everything. And it's like, holy crap, they're actually building up just like they did in the comics, where a panel or two on every issue for a few months built up to this thing, and it's like they're actually doing it proper on the show, and it's really cool.
That's good. I mean, honestly, the CW's always done DC pretty good.
But the weird thing is they always have that half where, like, the half with the kids, you're just like, this isn't Superman. What the hell's going on? It's like the villain half is doing good, but the other half with the children, you're like, so half of every episode, you're like, oh, come on.
You always have to have CW.
Yeah. Who are they dating now and why? And
thrifting the other day is I've started buying VHS tapes again for no reason other than they're super cheap.
They're like 50 cents.
Get like this wall back up, and I don't even know how many I have in the garage because I got rid of a whole bunch of them. But
see, if you get the ones with the paper sleeves where the cover is really nice and the artwork is good, they have some great artwork. So
they do.
I understand that.
I got some good stuff. I got a couple episodes of The Man from U.N.C.L.E.,
yeah,
including the one with Sonny and Cher.
And speaking of, have you seen the prices on some of these? Like, if you have the original Return of the Jedi, I saw one at an auction a few weeks back. It was graded like a 9.0 or something. It sold for over $10,000. A VHS tape graded 9.0 of Return of the Jedi from the original one with that, the original artwork on the box.
Yeah.
The paper slipcase one. But it was sealed in the plastic still. It had never been opened or used, and then they got it graded and put in the plastic with a grade, and it went for like $10,000. But if you look even on eBay now, they're like a one that someone found in the trash with like milk stains and coffee all over it is selling for $200. So like, it's crazy what some of these VHS tapes are going for.
A couple of X-Files episodes. Some Are You Being Served? Mr. Bean.
Yeah.
Red Green.
Oh, yeah. Red Green. Yeah.
Now, this is sealed still.
Oh, yeah. The Saint. Yep. Sherlock. Jeremy Brett. Now, was that the Saint with Val Kilmer or the other Saint?
It's the real Saint. With
the
Roger.
Real one. Okay. Yeah. I see his face now.
This is 2 episodes of the show.
Yep.
Locate and Destroy and The Queen's Ransom. Oh, The Queen's Ransom. That was a good episode.
Because I think the Val Kilmer one had almost the same cover.
It did. They do almost exact same, and I think they did that because it came out around that movie.
Oh, so okay.
Deliberately made the box to look the same.
Gotcha.
But I won't buy all 10 tapes in this line. I'll just buy one, and it'll sit. These will all sit like that.
Yeah.
And it'll look cool.
They do look good. Yeah.
I don't know why I've started buying them. They were a quarter a piece. Yeah, exactly. Now I have a VHS display.
We both do the same thing. I'm like, I don't have any more room. I got to get more shelves. I got to figure out where stuff's going to go. But look what I just got.
Yeah. If my roommates ever move out, I do have an entire basement area, and one whole wall I took all my VHS tapes and all my DVDs and packed them away and filled that with Funko Pops. So when they leave, I will pull all those Funko Pops out, pack those away, put them in the garage, and get all my DVDs and VHSs back out. So I have some place for these to go. Yeah. I just have to get rid of all my Disney Pops and my Stranger Things Pops first.
The only DVDs and Blu-rays that I kept are the old 80s TV shows. So like Black Hole, Buck Rogers, Battlestar Galactica, like those sets I kept. And then I've got all the cartoons. Like, you name a cartoon, and I've probably got it on DVD. I mean, like, I've even got Godzilla, Legend of Zelda, the Super Mario Hour, Smurfs, Gummy Bears, like Kung Fu-y, the Hong Kong Fooey, right? I've got like everything, because if I knew it was on DVD or Blu-ray, I would buy it because I wanted to have all the cartoons we grew up. Heathcliff, I've got Fat Albert, I've got everything. Mask, Thundercats, Silverhawks,
Was it Warner Brothers? Warner Brothers shop. There for a while, they were putting out complete runs of all those shows, and they put them in stores. But then they got to stuff like, CB bears and snorks and stuff like
Yep,
that. Nobody was
snorks.
going to buy. And
Oh,
so
I bought storks. I love storks.
yeah, they put them on their website. So I started getting a whole bunch of them from there.
I saw a snork doll the other day. I almost bought this, but it ended up, and it surprisingly, it went for more in the auction than I thought it would go, and it outbid me. I was like, I can't pay that much for it. But they had a snork stuffed animal still in that like sit down box, like the L-shaped box.
Yeah.
And he was sitting in it. I was like, oh, I haven't seen one of those since I was a kid. I want this. And I thought like it's gonna go. I was like, oh, I'll put $20 on that. Yeah, why not? It's not gonna go for that much. It went for over $100 really fast. I was like, holy crap. So
jeez.
But it made me think like I gotta find one maybe without the box so I can afford it. But I gotta get myself the snork.
Yeah. I was looking at, what was I looking at the other day? Oh, a California Raisins one. That was the same type of box. And I was like, oh, I'm going to get this. That thing went for like $80.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, nah, I love my raisin stuff, but not that much.
And it got me thinking about Fraggle Rock again. I loved Fraggle Rock.
Well, that starts next week.
Is there a new one? Yeah, the new one. Yeah.
New series. And again, I won't get to see it because I don't have Apple. I'm not going to get Apple TV. So,
I think ours actually might be expiring because we got 3 months, I think, when my dad got his phone. But I think he got it in December, so we might January, February. We might have it till March.
Yeah. Then you might get to
But
see
we're not gonna pay for it. We just took the free 3 months that came with his phone, but we're not gonna pay for it after that expires. No.
So the last thing I got was I ordered a couple more, some card stuff from this guy I get stuff from. Let's see. And fine, I'll just open it this way. I got, because every once in a while I get too many different sets of cards. And so I'll end up getting a binder to put them all in.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
So this is a binder for all the Dexter cards.
Is that Dexter on the binder? Yeah.
And so there are 6 different sets of cards for Dexter.
Huh.
This happens to be the binder for seasons 7 and 8 that Burgent put out. So it has a couple promo cards in it.
Oh, so some of the companies will actually make a binder for the cards.
Yeah, Inkworks did, Rittenhouse does. Topps used to, but not so much anymore.
Huh. Because I just tracked down like I got a Stormtrooper binder that I found for like $2 that I got my Star Wars cards in, and I got a Darth Vader one that has other Star Wars. Like I usually just find like a cheap binder that has something to do with that series or character or whatever. And if there isn't one, I just find a generic sci-fi looking one or something, like
the last ones I got were for Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. So all my S.H.I.E.L.D. cards will go into that.
Yeah.
Then, like I said, sometimes Topps does some.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
This is Dinosaur Attacks. And at the moment, it's got some Dick Tracy cards in it. And some Dinosaur Attacks as well.
Wow. But, speaking of dinosaurs, when I'm at a stopping point with collecting I'm currently recollecting my G.I. Joe figures that got lost. So that's why I'm getting a lot of G.I. Joe stuff lately, because I'm going back and getting what I had as a child because they got lost in one of the moves. When I moved from New York to Seattle, they got lost. So when I'm done with that, though, I was eyeballing a lot of this Cadillacs and dinosaurs stuff because I've been watching the cartoon on Tubi again. It's on the Tubi app for free.
Yeah.
And I've liked the cartoon. I've been digging this cartoon. And I found out that the Cadillacs and dinosaurs toys, the dinosaurs are actually the exact same mold and taken from Dino Riders.
Yep.
Just with different accessories and attachments.
Yeah.
So it's like I'm like going, and they're not that bad. Like you can get a Triceratops in the box of Cadillacs and dinosaurs for around $80. But if you get that same Triceratops in a Dino Riders box, it's going to cost you $500 or $600.
Yeah.
So it's like
he collected a ton of that, and he about 6 years ago ended up selling all of it, and like probably for not even half of what he could have gotten now. And he cries. He's like, he had the big T-Rex, and he recently saw it go for like $3,000.
Oh, it's crazy, yeah.
So the other one I got was Twin Peaks.
Oh, that's a nice one.
So it's got a promo card in it. But then I got some new autograph cards. Let's see, I'll pull me up because these are small. So this is Amara Yan as
that's the Star Trek girl. Yeah, the one of the Vulcans, right?
This is Marine Mazma from Star Trek The Next Generation. It's from an episode called Harmony. This is Adra Morris from Star Trek Enterprise. Katarina Invis from Voyager. This one was all Trek. This is Angelina Fordicia.
Oh, I remember her, yeah.
From Schisms from Next Generation. I
remember that episode, yeah.
And then this is Anna Katrina.
Yep, I remember that episode. She was the devil.
Yeah. So cool pickups this week. But I have so many, like this is all autograph cards from Star Trek I haven't gotten to put away yet.
Wow.
So they're like the top one is Enterprise, of course, but then DS9, Next Gen.
Wow. That is crazy, Chris.
Yeah. When I get trapped into something, I do tend to overdo.
I'm just blown away that you're able to write to all these people and have them send it back. Like
all those are actually from Rittenhouse. So those are from buying packs of cards.
Oh, okay.
But like, all these are all from me writing. These are all recent returns.
Yeah.
Like to show Merlin and stuff. But want to open a pack of Menudo cards?
Oh my gosh, look at that.
Menudo. This is no date, but I would guess around 82. The cards will have a date on them.
You're really gonna open it? I was gonna say it's gonna have that rainbow border, isn't it? I was just gonna say that, yeah.
And of course, because they're gonna be all just basic.
Yeah.
Any of the song peoples are all just stuff on stage or promo shots. Oh, look, a sticker.
Ooh. Wow, it really is just pictures of them.
Yeah.
That's funny.
It's just hard to do upside down.
Yeah. Wow.
Menudo.
Amazing.
These guys were so big. I wonder if the group is still going. Because they just used to as you aged out of the group, they just replaced you.
Yeah.
So, when Ricky Martin aged out, they just replaced him. So I have to look it up and see if they actually do. Now here's the
is there gum in it? Oh, look, it looks gross. The bubble gum.
The bubble
nasty.
gum.
Nasty.
It still smells like Topps gum. Dare me?
No. I don't want you to get sick.
I've been sick.
Take a corner. Just snip a corner off. Wow, it's crunchy.
Huh. It tastes like not quite like a conversation heart, but almost.
Well, don't swallow it. You can spit it out.
I already swallowed it.
Nah.
It didn't turn into gum. It dissolved.
It just turned into powder and
I
dissolved.
get the powder and dissolved. I got to get rid of the rest of this before. There we go. Put that down there.
Yeah, I think a little tiny piece of it's not going to do that bad for you. But like if you ate that whole stick, I just would worry.
I tricked a boss into eating Battlestar Galactica gum once because I was opening some at work, and he was like, "Oh, gum, I love this," and he put the whole thing in his mouth, and it crunched and dissolved just like that did, and you could just look at him on his face. He's like, "Oh,
yeah."
Probably, but he probably ate more than I did.
Yeah.
Yeah. Plus, you're not supposed to swallow gum. It's gum and what? You're not supposed to eat black pepper because apparently we can't dissolve black pepper. I don't know. There's a whole bunch of wives' tales about all that.
You mean the black pepper that we put in food?
Yeah.
That we sprinkle on food and eat all the time.
Yeah.
We're not supposed to eat
our
it?
stomachs can't actually digest that properly.
Then how did it become a spice that we use? That doesn't make any sense.
Because it tastes good. But, so, what'd you think of the Doctor Strange trailer?
Oh, I'm pretty excited for the prospect of the Illuminati. I'm not taking it as far as some people. Like there are people who are going, well, spoiler, if you haven't seen the trailer, Patrick Stewart is in the trailer. So Patrick Stewart is on the Illuminati, the panel of Illuminati. And it's going to be a little confusing because those of us who've read comics, we know what the Illuminati is, and we know that this panel that you see in the trailer is the Illuminati. But my brother has no idea what the Illuminati is. He hasn't read any comics, so he has no idea what those 6 chairs are, and that he doesn't even know that was Patrick Stewart, like on that committee. He just, because he's like, we're putting it together that Patrick Stewart as Professor X must be on the committee of the Illuminati and sitting in one of those 6 chairs.
Yeah.
But because they didn't show him there's no connection for my brother to say. So he's like, why would Patrick Stewart even be in the movie?
Well, and,
you know
and also, it's not like they wouldn't just put a random voice clip in to message people. Because now we've got, probably a month and a half until the final trailer hits.
Yeah.
If this wasn't the final trailer.
But
putting all these together and then pulling old all the Illuminati run of the comics out.
Yeah.
Trying to read into that. Who replaces the Black Panther on the committee? Is my favorite of the theories is that the Reed Richards from the Fantastic Four movies is going to be in this as the
now. Is he really going to be in it? Like who? I've been hearing people say that on YouTube, but they're just YouTubers making that shit up.
Well, that's because he's the head of the Illuminati in the comic.
Reed Richards is, but that doesn't necessarily mean that actor will come back. He probably will. I mean, I'm saying he probably will, but I don't think that they've actually, like Disney hasn't said that.
I don't think Disney has, because I think people's reasoning behind it is that they'll introduce a known Reed Richards before they just use this as an opportunity to put an unknown Reed Richards in.
Yes, I agree. But what I think also is, just because Patrick Stewart is in this, like people are going bonkers and going, we're going to see Hugh Jackman. Deadpool's going to be in it. Like, oh, so is Halle Berry as Storm. And I'm going, no, they're not. It's only Patrick Stewart. I don't think we're going to see any other X-Men in this movie at all.
No.
It's just Patrick Stewart. And I really think it's going to be a small thing. Like it's going to be only in the scene where they show the Illuminati. And the big question I have is who else is on there? Because in one version of the Illuminati, you could have a Black Panther. He was asked, but he stepped out. He didn't want to do it. But they could do it for the movies, because why not? And then are they going to do Namor? Namor was in the comics, but I can't see them hiring an actor to be Namor just for this.
Well, they already have, because he's in Black Panther 2.
Is he? But
Yeah, we've
Black
already
Panther.
been pretty much
Okay,
confirmed
so
that there's Namor in Black Panther 2. But again, why would you
well,
show this character that we don't know yet?
Yeah, but
that
would give credence to like showing him though. He
Yeah,
might not talk, but he could be sitting in one of the chairs, and
that's
then and then we're like, who's that guy? And then we get to know him in the next movie. Okay, I could see that. Then Black Bolt.
yeah.
Like Black Bolt is on it in the comics. Do you get the Black Bolt from the failed television show? I don't think so. I don't think they will, because they want to pretend that show never happened.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So,
well, we know Agent Carter sits on it. We already know she's in it.
well,
so we know she's there.
We think she's in it because she's on the thing, but in the comics, Captain America never sat on the Illuminati. So,
no, that's why this Captain Carter will.
Yeah, so it's like, could she?
See,
and then in the comics,
is that people don't realize that What If was actually part of the MCU continuity.
Well, it's in the trailer. I mean, they show the cartoon. They show an animated scene when they crash through the window and fall. When they're falling past the dinosaurs in the Savage Land, when they go through the Savage Land, off to the top left, you see the shattered glass up there, and that is an animated scene. It's actually an animated scene, like a drawn cell. So the animated worlds now exist in the Marvel live action world as well. Like, you know what I mean? So
that Mustafar exists in the MCU now too.
Mustafar?
Yeah.
Does it really?
When they're battling in What If, when they're battling through worlds, one of the worlds they battle through and hop through when they're porting from world to world is Mustafar.
From Darth Star Wars. That's funny. That's funny. I didn't know that.
Star Wars is actually part of the MCU canon. It's just that it's the first, so it's whatever.
Yeah, a long time ago. Yeah.
So when they're
but then I also wonder, so going back to the Illuminati, is there going to be a version of Iron Man? Because Iron Man also was sitting on the council with the Illuminati. So is there going to be a version of Iron Man?
That's why everybody says Tom Cruise is in it.
I don't think that's true, though. I can't see him.
Apparently, Cruise visited the set of the stuff when they were. He said that they said he was there for a couple of days,
and he did try out when they originally were trying out actors. He did try out for the part.
I mean, that would be fucking amazing, frankly. Just suddenly you pull up and there's a variant of Iron Man.
Yeah.
Who's Tom Cruise.
But the other thing is Doctor Strange himself was on the Illuminati in the comics.
Yeah.
So I think it's going to be Baron Mordo who's on the council.
I almost good guy, Baron Mordo. Yeah.
Yeah. So I almost wonder if what they're going to do for this MCU Illuminati is, let's say they got Patrick Stewart to play Professor X. Okay, let's just say, all right, this new guy they hired to be Namor could be Namor and sitting there. Baron Mordo is going to be in place of Doctor Strange. So now that's 3 of them. You're going to have that Mr. Fantastic from the old movie. So, all right, let's get him. There's 4. And then I think the Captain America will be in place of Black Bolt. They won't do Black Bolt. They'll have Captain Carter. And then the 6th guy will be either an alternate Iron Man or they'll replace Iron Man with Black Panther. That's what I think is going to happen.
They can't replace him with Black Panther. He's dead. So, because that was the problem, is Black Panther has to be replaced on the council with somebody else.
Well, it could be Shuri.
It could be. But remember that when they were doing the reshoots and stuff for Doctor Strange, and we don't know when this was shot, she was hurt pretty bad. I mean, they shut down Black Panther 2 for 3 months because she got hurt.
Yeah.
And also apparently said something on Twitter. God knows, who knows.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is.
So it's going to be interesting to see who the MCU Illuminati is. And that's what intrigues me more than just the fact that Patrick Stewart is in it in this X-Men thing and what it means for the X-Men.
Yeah.
Like, because I honestly don't think they're going to go anywhere with the X-Men yet. I think that this is just Patrick Stewart as from an alternate timeline as Professor X. And when they finally do the X-Men in the MCU, Professor X will be recast. It won't be Patrick Stewart. It's just, this is going to be like a one-off thing, is what I think. You know, I don't think you're going to be seeing Patrick Stewart for the next 10 years as Professor X. I'm sorry, I just don't.
Very much in the next 10 years, except dying.
Yeah, I just don't see it. You know,
he's so tied up with Picard at the moment and shooting the supposed season 3 is the end of Picard, that I don't think he has time for Marvel, really. I mean, unless he is just really just going to sit in a chair, then I guess he could just do it forever, you know, just kind of rolling around. But
yeah, I agree with Mark Blue Harvest there, where this I think is going to be a reverse House of M, where at the end of House of M, she said, she whispered no more mutants. And then in the comics, like 2 or 3 years later, after they ran that story to its course, having no mutants around, they brought them back by having her whisper, now there are more mutants are back or something. I forget what she whispered. And she brought them all back. And I think that what we're going to find out, I'm actually wondering if the truth that Patrick Stewart is speaking of is that in the MCU version of Earth, she actually did that a long time ago, said no more mutants, and we never saw it happen. And that's why there's no mutants in the MCU. So House of M happened a long time ago or something.
Like after WandaVision?
I don't know. But like,
you have to remember, Wanda's not old. Wanda's less than a 10-year-old character in the MCU.
There's going to be some reason that there's no mutants, and then she's going to bring them back. Well, and the reason nobody knows about them, is because a similar spell erased the whole world's memory to what like Strange just did with Spider-Man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's the truth. When Picard, or when Patrick Stewart, Professor X, is saying he doesn't know the truth, we should tell him the truth, I think is that you didn't mess up as bad as you think you did. Your world was messed up before because of this happened that got rid of all the mutants. Where all the alternate timelines of Earth have mutants and superheroes. So
it would have been Wanda, so it would have been
whoever, yeah, someone got rid of the mutants is what we're going to find out, you know.
Why can't I remember her name? The other witch in Wanda.
Agatha?
Maybe yeah. Agatha got rid of all the mutants.
Maybe, yeah, it could have been, yeah.
And that's why, there's no real Quicksilver because he's dead. But there aren't mutants in the MCU, and if there were, then she would have had to have gotten rid of them because Wanda and Quicksilver got their powers from the stones.
The stone, yeah.
And it kind of inferred that there was already something in their genetics that allowed them to do that.
Yeah.
So maybe
which we're gonna find out.
Never clicked the switch.
Yeah, which I think later on, maybe if we don't find out in this movie, I think later on we're gonna find out that she's been a mutant all along, and that's why the power was able to cling to her, because she had that genetic thing, but we just didn't know mutants existed for whatever reason.
Yeah.
But it could be very well like what Mark was saying, like at the end of this movie, mutants are now part of the MCU because they go, mutants are back. Like they reverse the whatever happened, you know?
Well, and I think it would be a good, clean start if they could recast everybody.
And I think they will recast everyone. Yeah, I really do.
None of them could really.
Because to be quite frank, I mean, do you really think Halle Berry would come back as the Storm and want to do this for another 10 or 15 years? Do you really think Hugh Jackman's gonna like sign on again to do another 10 movies? No.
He's too busy being the Music Man. He doesn't have time for this.
Yeah, so I think a lot of these actors are like, I'm not going to sign on for because
get back is Ryan Reynolds.
Yes, yeah.
Deadpool will be the only one who notices that people have been recast.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I think so too. Yeah.
But and I am intrigued about the zombie Marvel stuff in it. That's interesting. The Wanda zombie, the Doctor Strange zombie.
Yeah.
It's interesting to see how they work that in, because I didn't read any of those comics, so I don't know anything about the Marvel zombies stuff.
Well, did you watch the Visions episode or whatever the what if episode?
Marvel Zombies has been a comic for what, 8 years?
Oh yeah, it's been a lot. Yeah, there's a lot of story there. Yeah.
I have no idea what's going on in that thing.
Yeah.
And
they're a weird type of zombie too, because they somehow retain their almost like they retain their humanity and their powers, but they are also zombies with a lust for, like, they actually sort of speak and have conversations. See, they're a weird type of zombie if you're a superhero that turns into a zombie. You're not a mindless creature like you are if you're a human being. Like if a human, even in the Marvel zombies, if a normal human turns into a zombie, they're just eating brains. But if you're a superhero, for some reason, you keep your ability to talk and like rationalize, but you're still after the brains and lust for meat and stuff. I don't get it. It's a weird kind of zombie thing that
nowhere near as strange as Afterlife with Archie.
Yeah.
But which, that they could do that for Riverdale season 5.
Yeah, they could.
Zombies for one season. That'd be awesome. But
they're in Sabrina, and she's part of that universe.
Well, and they've merged those shows now, I guess. Sabrina's on Riverdale now. I don't know. I have a buddy who's a huge Archie.
Oh no, she does go to Riverdale by like season 3 or something. Yeah, 3 or 4.
He hate watches those shows because
I personally can't believe how satanic and evil and dark and bloody Sabrina is. Yeah. This version of the Sabrina TV show, there's blood and gore and absolute horror, terrifying episodes. They're so demonic and so satanic that I can't believe they were made for television, and that there aren't people in the streets just screaming that their kids are watching a satanic TV show. Yeah. It is absolutely, like, I want to say it's a good, I find it good, compelling television. It's really, but it's like beyond any movie I've ever watched. Like, there were movies in the 80s and 90s that parents complained about because of their satanic undertones, but they were never as bad as satanic as the Sabrina TV show is. Yeah. Like, this is truly evil. And sometimes I'm like, I can't believe that episode got aired. Like, how do they get the okay to put this on TV? Well, it makes no sense.
It was on Netflix.
Yeah, but still.
It wasn't on real TV.
I guess so, yeah. But
American Chavez was actually supposed to be in No Way Home. But because of how the movies got shuffled, now Doctor Strange comes out after it, and so they had to remove her from the movie and reshoot stuff. That's why Spider-Man No Way Home went into reshoots at the end there, because they had to remove her from the movie. And then they were supposed to introduce her. She was supposed to have been introduced in Doctor Strange, and then that's later. But yeah,
well, it makes sense for her to be in this thing because her power is that she can travel from one universe to another. That's her star power. She opens up a star gate in the shape of a star and can jump through it and go to a different Earth. So she has a power of visiting different Earths and stuff like that. So
yeah, we'll have to see. I mean, it looks good. We'll see. Maybe I'll change my mind. I have a hard time. I'm very far behind in the Marvel world.
Yeah.
I haven't finished Captain America yet. I didn't see Black Widow. I didn't see Shang-Chi. I didn't see the Eternals. I didn't see Spider-Man. I didn't see Spider-Man Far From Home.
Wow. Yeah.
I'm like 5 movies and 2 series is behind.
Huh.
And now I'm like one of the people I complain about that I'm too far behind. I can't catch up. I feel like sitting down and wasting 2.5 hours watching a movie when I could be doing some other stuff.
Yeah.
Like sitting here talking to you. But so I need to catch up because I really do want to watch them all.
You just got to do one at a time, like one a week or something. Just say like once a week, I'll plan a 2-hour thing at night before I go to bed or something when everything's calmed down, and I'll just watch one once in a while until you're caught up.
Yeah, I've got to. I'll catch up. I'll see.
Because I kind of feel that way about a lot of shows. Like, I want to watch Foundation. I'm behind on that. I want to watch Wheel of Time. I haven't started Wheel of Time. There's a new season of the spaceship show with the Rosanacci or whatever, with the Belters and the Earthers and the Martians, and you know what I mean? That show. I want to watch that. I want to watch that new season. I only saw the first episode and I haven't caught back up. So there's a lot that I want to watch that I just haven't had the time to really get into, and speaking of Mr. Fantastic, I just discovered Harrow. They put Harrow on I think it's on Hulu. They all 3 seasons are on Hulu, so I can catch up on Harrow, and I'm like, I like that actor. I liked him when he was in the one where he couldn't die. Every time he died, he woke back up in the water.
I was so pissed when that show's
ended. I know! They ended it in a terrible spot. We never really got to see how it ended. They canceled it before we got an ending.
Well, the creator of the show said he was actually working on a novel that would finish the show.
Yeah.
But never heard anything else about it.
And
I really like that show, and Harrow is a good show.
I know that someone talked about, like, when it's done, they might do like a Netflix movie or something. One of the streaming apps would pick it up just to end the show. They do a movie to end it, so we'd get our ending eventually. But that's going to be years.
Time has actually passed, and you could save money, and his dad will have passed away.
Yeah,
something like that where you save cash. But
because I loved how he
started shooting.
I loved how he ran into the other guy who was like him,
Yeah, who, has no morals, because why would you?
Yeah.
And I really like that show. But Peaky Blinders should be done soon. My mom likes that show. Oh yeah, that's supposed to be pretty good. But I won't get to watch that either. I haven't finished What We Do in the Shadows. I'm still in the middle of season 3, I think, of that.
I haven't even started that.
Where Mark Hamill came in.
I haven't even started that one. I don't know that one.
That's a very funny show. Did you ever see the movie?
Nope.
What We Do in the Shadows is a mockumentary television series, movie, kind of shot in the style of The Office and stuff like that, where this film crew is filming this and just get it past you that they're on film. Just leave that bit of lore away. And they're doing a documentary on vampires, and it's he directed and wrote it, and it's hilarious, absolutely hilarious. And so then they made a TV series out of it, and they're in the middle of. They just finished season 4, and the boss from the IT crowd is in it, and Mark Hamill's in it. There's a whole bunch of people and stuff, and it's really well done. It's pretty funny.
I'll check it out eventually, I think.
At least watch the first episode, then you'll get a feel if you'll like the movie.
Yeah.
But
one of the ones I just discovered was The Neighbors, but the one where they were aliens.
Yeah, don't, because it's a great show, and then it just stops.
Does it? Damn it.
I mean, I like the show. It's funny.
Because I really enjoyed. I think I watched maybe 6 or 7 episodes. I got hooked on it, and it just kept it going while I was working on something. And I was laughing. I thoroughly enjoyed it. So
it's a great show, and I think they only did 2 seasons. Kind of like Gallivant. It was a great
yeah.
But I think it ended when it needed to end. I don't think it could have held itself for 3 seasons.
Yeah.
But
that was a good show. Yeah. I remember that one.
Oh, well. Oh, geez. So, well, guys, it's been a couple hours. Thanks for joining me and John, which is slowly becoming our thing on Friday mornings. You working next Friday?
I probably have to, yeah.
Okay. Well, John,
but I worked today, so I mean, like, it's not I had just gotten home a little bit before you started this, so
okay.
Yeah.
Well, then maybe join me and John again next week at 8 o'clock Mountain Time, 10 Eastern, 7 Pacific, and we'll talk about other things. Hopefully, I won't have bought much more stuff because now that I work, I don't go out as much. And there is a toy hunt coming out probably later today or tomorrow morning.
And I've got this to put together.
Ooh. Oh, cool.
The G.I. Joe battle platform. I had this when I was a kid, and I am so excited to now have it again. So a future video will be coming, and I got to put that together.
2 a.m. Aussie time. All right, cool. Well, yeah, it looks like maybe Mark will join us next week too. So
I got all the parts in here, so we'll see what I'm missing. He said it wasn't.
I tried to buy a new Lego set to do with rum in them on Sunday, and I couldn't find anything I wanted to build. All of a sudden, there's nothing in the stores again.
Yeah, it's pretty empty. There's not a lot in the stores. You know what is funny? Speaking of the stores, so a couple weeks ago, Target clearanced all the Eternals and the Age of Apocalypse X-Men figures down to like $6 each, and they all went.
Mm-hmm.
I was in there today, and the guy I saw Justin is the guy that at the Target that I go to. He's the toy stocker. His cart was full of them. He's like, damn it, we just cleared these, and the computer ordered us like 10 more cases. So he literally had like 12 or 13 of each figure of the Eternals, and he's putting them back on the shelf at full price because they're not logged in as clearance anymore.
Well, that's what happened with Shang-Chi and the Snake Eyes stuff.
Yeah. There's tons of Snake Eyes again.
And then came back full price, and now Walmart has started clearancing the Shang-Chi stuff again.
Yeah.
But
it was just so funny. He's like, dang it, I just got rid of these, and now they're all back.
That's funny. All right, guys. Well, we will talk to you later. See you next week.
See you later.
Catch you on the flip side.